Even though South Florida avocado groves are under siege from disease and from international competition, Tropical Research and Education Center Director Edward Gilly Evans describes growers as being big believers in their industry's future. Evans says Homestead's avocado groves are part of a small holder industry, an anomaly in agriculture as most are under 15 acres in size.
And the demand is there, it continues to grow. This industry is not going anywhere. Even though the value at the farm gate is about $20 million, the value of our avocado industry is really about a $100 million a year industry. So it is important. I mean, it generates and contributes to employment in the area. I mean, it supports about 1,000 people annually.
Evans says Homestead's smaller groves add unique value to the community, that the added value of their groves extends far beyond farm gate tallies of avocado sales. He places high value on the good neighbor virtues of open space. But, as data management analyst Fredy Ballen points out, growers are experiencing new problems and new expenses.
Before, the grower was able to get $1,000, $316 per acre as net return, which is the same as 8 cents per pound. Now, his net return is going down to $716 or 5 cents per pound. So that's a change of $602 just because of the disease.
Ballen is comparing the years immediately preceding laurel wilt infestation in Homestead 2010 through 2012 to the growers here and now, a set of circumstances leading to a near-perfect storm. Groves under assault from above by an airborne vector, trees within attacked groves being sickened from underground as disease spreads from roots of diseased trees to roots of neighboring healthy trees, attacked trees going on defense, causing their own demise as they shut down water and nutrient uptake, high costs of preventive and remedial treatments. Evans says producing a high-yield crop as early in the growing season as possible is helping some growers offset new expenses.
You find that July, August, September, prices really plummet right down. So if you can get a variety that is early, an early variety, right? So that you're early in that window there. That is the time when you probably could get almost, like $60 a bushel, $40 a bushel in those early, May, early June.
Ballen illustrates a need for growers to understand economic principles at play by using an example scenario. It starts by looking at one grove's expenses and income before laurel wilt compared with its income and expenses now that the disease is threatening. In Ballen's scenario, the grower has a year where the outcome of the grove is roughly 300 bushels, which is basically 16,500 pounds. The price at the packing house is around $17 per bushel, so projected grove revenue is now about $5,000 per acre. Ballen says this $5,000 amount is reduced by pre-harvest costs. Fertilizer, fungicides, herbicides, and insecticides reduce the revenue per acre by $2,700. Deduct another $1,000 for harvest and marketing costs, and we can see that even in this pre-laurel wilt baseline year, expenses reduce revenue per acre by 74%. Fast forward to what Ballen describes as a typical year after the arrival of laurel wilt, and we see that yield is, expectedly, down while expenses have risen. The 300 bushel yield is down 10%, so even with packing house costs remaining the same, total revenue is also down 10%. And it gets worse. Now, because of the disease, the grower has to spend 25% more than before just to control the disease. According to Ballen's study of the comparisons, the total cost will exceed $4,000 per acre. Expenses in the Laurel Wilt era now reduce revenue per acre by 82%. But also affecting market prices is competition from offshore groves unaffected by Laurel Wilt. Ballen cites Dominican Republic exports in the year 2017. In that year, Florida provided 41% of the total supply of the avocado crop, while the Dominican Republic contributed almost 60%, twice the historical volume of its exports to the U.S. It's the Dominican Republic's climate, says Ballen, that makes it possible for that country to grow the greenskin avocado, the preferred avocado in Florida, year-round. Because it's only available from Florida growers 6 months each year, he says there's a long history of the Dominican Republic's exporting of greenskins to the U.S. over the other 6 months. Viewed as imports and as competition, he says these shipments tend to cause a strain on South Florida producers, that when Laurel Wilt is factored in, South Florida grove owners are concerned about their future. Evans tells Florida growers to hang in there, that he expects Trek researchers' efforts will lead to healthier, more productive groves.
They have learned quite a bit about this disease and the biology and other aspects of the plant. And I think they are right there at the cusp of getting their hands around it.
During this series, we've looked at the Tropical Research and Education Center's research underway aimed at controlling Laurel Wilt. Dr. Daniel Carrillo provided insight to the insects or vectors that spread the disease and championed the importance of detecting the disease early. We learned about Dr. Bruce Schaefer's work on avocado tree varieties and the efforts to determine a combination of the most laurel wilt-resistant rootstocks with the most laurel wilt-resistant tree scions, thereby reducing susceptibility to the disease. From Joshua Kunkel, we learned of the work of comparing a pathogenic fungus with one that is nearly identical but is non-pathogenic. And from Kunkel's work, Dr. Jeff Rollins is studying these comparisons on a molecular level, looking for pathways that can possibly be shared from one fungus to another. Tropical fruit specialist Dr. Jonathan Crane then shared current and ongoing recommendations for controlling the spread of laurel wilt in the grove with tools and procedures already proving effective. Adding to that segment, UF-IFAS Extension Agent in Miami-Dade County, Jeff Washaleski, discussed declining bottom lines on growers' balance sheets. Dr. Karen Garrett provided insights on how artificial intelligence is being used in adapting research to different regions and conditions. And wrapping it all up in economic terms, Fredy Ballen and Tropical Research and Education Center Director Dr. Edward Gilly Evans discussed the economic impacts. While the outlook is somewhat dim, Evans expressed his optimism for the future of South Florida avocado growers and enthusiasm for their product.
The long and short of it is that the avocado is a superfood. It has so much nutritional benefit. The now generation are all about health food, and the demand is there. It continues to grow.